They said it couldn't be done. They said it wouldn't last. White man, black man. America F1. America F1 coming to you straight from San Francisco, California. Sherman Tillman, Michael Lawler. America F1.
No. We don't want to do the.
We'll do a rap.
The Bears rapper.
Oh, really?
Oh God! You shuffle. We're gonna do the. What was it? The shuffle something?
Yeah.
The Super Bowl
Super
shuffle.
Bowl shuffle. All right. Welcome to another episode of America F1. We are here to talk about the Qatar Grand Prix. Another really boring. You know, the sprint race was so much better than the actual race. Mm-hmm. The sprint race was actually awesome. It was like probably the best sprint race this year. Probably one of the best sprint races in
Didn't
memory.
Pastrami win?
Pastrami did win. Oscar Pastrami won his first.
Well, it's not a race.
It's not a race. But
he got
won.
a trophy, right?
He got a trophy.
There you go. That's a W.
But it's a little trophy thing. I think it's like more like a...
Hey, a trophy's a trophy.
It's more like a medal type thing. It's like about that big. But anyway, let's get right into our review of the Qatar Grand Prix. And I'm getting right into being Mr. Petty McPetty. And I want to talk about Hamilton and Russell right off the damn bat. Petty McPetty. That's who I am. I'm petty. I'm getting petty, and I'm McPetty, so I'm being petty. So we all know that before the race started, Mike, they got in a room. They said, Lewis is on soft tires. You're on medium tires. More times than likely, he's going to get a better launch. He's on the clean side of the track. He's going to be ahead of you at the launch. He's probably going to challenge Max into the first turn. We saw this in the sprint race. The softs fired up faster. Mm-hmm. They have more grip. So more than likely, Hamilton will take the lead of the race by the first turn. You are on mediums. The race will come back to you because he'll have to pit within 10 laps. Do you understand this, George?
No.
George, do you understand this?
Okay.
So why didn't you do it in the race, George? So why, when the race started, you forgot everything that they talked about in the pre-meeting?
And there's the plan, and then how we actually do it.
So didn't you see in the beginning of the race, George is on this side of the track. He had a clear path to just going straight. But what does he do? Soon as he goes, he starts pushing Hamilton over. Like soon as he takes off, he's pushing. Why?
That's because he was trying to get past him.
Why, Mike? He's ahead of him already. But why? Why is he doing that?
I don't know. Whose fault was it?
Well, Hamilton took responsibility for it. I take full responsibility for the accident, and it's my fault. And I think that to lessen the blow off of George, because
it doesn't matter. They haven't brought any updates to that car since they put the side pods on that car.
Actually, they did.
What they bring?
They brought some updates to the car, and they're bringing a whole new floor for Austin, because that is what they're basing.
Well, because everybody knows that after they finally saw what the Red Bull floor looks like,
yeah, so
everyone's going to have that floor.
It's a brand new floor coming for Austin, because they already are working on next year's car, and that new floor is going to
which will look just like the Red Bull.
I hope so. But what do you have to say about this Hamilton Russell, which both of us have been saying it's going to happen, because we've seen it all season. We see how Russell choke him. He's just not as good as we thought.
He is pretty good. There's nothing wrong with Russell. He might be a number one driver someday.
Do you think so?
Yeah. It's him, Leclerc, and Lando. Of course, there's the three-time world champion now. It's pretty good too. But those four guys are like, if you put him in,
pretty good.
If you put him in the Red Bull right now, they would do exactly what.
Yeah, everybody but Perez apparently. What? Okay.
Perez doesn't. His driving style doesn't suit that car very well. But every year he's been there, they've won the championship, so he's not going nowhere.
I hope he doesn't. I think everyone. There's such a controversy, and we're skipping but I want to finish off with the Hamilton Russell thing. What do you think about that? That whole just a racing incident, right?
It doesn't really matter because the seasons they never had a chance this whole season to win anything. So,
well, what about the inter-team dynamics of how do you think that's going forward?
That's not really there's really no inter-team dynamics, anyways. It's like there's two drivers on the same team. Once in a while, the team is going to make a decision of who gets to win and who gets to lose.
Don't you think in this instance, they talked about it pre-race, what if Total Wolf wasn't there? He was actually remote working because...
Oh, he wasn't there?
No, he's watching it from home.
Or maybe he was at the factory.
So there's like 2 or 3 races this
That's
year.
That's weird. That dude's always at the race.
Yeah, no, he pulled back. He said there's so many races that 2 or 3 races a year he has to... be with his family, which I understand because there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of work that
it's a long airplane ride to Qatar from where they were last. And they're going to be in Austin this weekend?
Yeah, from Qatar to Austin. Isn't that crazy?
No.
No?
It's just an airplane ride. And remember, everything, most of the stuff goes on airplanes. Some stuff goes on the boat. Mm-hmm. But everything, if you've ever watched them pack their team up to go on an airplane, they get X amount of space on the plane, and they just put it... It takes them a day to set it up, a day to break it down, a day to travel, a day to set it up, and they're probably already there all set up.
What do you think about Oscar Pastrami?
Piastri, sorry.
That's his real name is Piastri. We just have fun by calling him a Pastrami. But not only does he win the sprint race, Mike.
He was good in the race too.
He was good. He finished second in the race. Mm-hmm. Even though Norris had at one point he had quicker pace, but they told him to hold station.
Of course.
How do you think he felt about that?
That's business.
That's business?
Business.
That's business.
It's just business.
But Oscar looks pretty good. He's really come on.
Lando was faster at the end, but they're just not going to let them race especially their 2 podium finishes, all the money they get from that year holding station.
I thought that was funny. In the Max, they're calling it now the Max Podcast. Like when they go to the cool down room, they're calling that the Max Podcast since he's there every race. So, which is actually pretty funny.
You saw Piastri lying on his back, because our favorite person, Sargent, didn't even finish the race. He was
sick before the race.
Was he sick before?
Yeah, and then he just got totally dehydrated and he couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. We're going to speak on that and about the heat exhaustion, but. Piastri,
they did it the wrong time of the year. They should have done it at the beginning of the season or make it the second, because they could have be at Qatar and then go across the river to Abu Dhabi, which is right across. And it's like, what?
Well, yeah, why? Like you have 3 races in America. Why?
They should be 3 weeks in a row.
You have 5 races in North America. You have Montreal, Austin, Las Vegas, Miami, and then you have Mexico. Why?
And Brazil.
I said in North America. Brazil is in South America. Okay. Okay.
Never mind.
Don't be like
America.
Yeah. But why aren't all those races 5 weeks in a row, Mike? Or
I don't know.
Week break, but all 5 in a row.
Well, first of all, I'm not that smart to do a schedule. I'm like,
but
they do everything because remember they're putting on a show, and you want. Like when they do the big race of the year, in my opinion, is the Singapore Grand Prix because that's the biggest race that people go to. It's the destination race of the year for some reason. I don't know why it is.
More than Monaco?
Yeah.
No.
More people go to that race and spend more money there too.
No.
But Monaco's Monaco. Monaco is in Europe, and Singapore is in an island, right?
Because Monza is a big destination.
Not like Singapore. I don't know. I remember when they first started that race, and they're like, "This is going to be a destination race," and I'm like, "Singapore? Okay, whatever." But like more people go because they have to. There's no one's from. Very few people are in Singapore, so everyone has to go to that race. That's what I mean by that.
So, Piastri's sitting on the ground in the cool-down room. He's thanking Mercedes for crashing.
For sure.
And Lando didn't look too happy.
Well, nobody looked happy after that race. They were all fucking dehydrated, and the race it's too hot there.
It's too hot.
And that track, the first practice, it was like having a track in the desert is the dumbest idea in the history of the world because it's like it's like them driving on ice. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and all the dust and sand.
You saw them; they're going down the straightaway,
everywhere.
and there's it's like they're driving in the rain.
Verstappen has made Perez look so bad this year.
But Perez won Monaco, right?
He won 2 street races this year, but
Okay.
but that was so long ago, and so many people have forgotten that.
Well, he can't. His driving style does not suit this car. This car is, if you see, what is it? They said that
Max likes to slide. He likes
Adrian
the
Newey
back end to slide.
made the car so it doesn't really turn all that well.
Right.
So,
But Max likes the back end to slide a little. But Lewis does too, actually.
sorta, but you don't really ever want to slide in a Formula One car.
But what I'm saying is he feels that he can control it better that way.
Well, and he's just a better driver than Perez.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think people are comparing Verstappen to Perez, and they're saying, why can't he at least be second or third? Because the car's so good. But they don't understand that you're comparing an all-time great. Because I think Verstappen, he's not at the top yet, but we can see that he's probably going to be there. He's probably going to win next year, and then 25 will probably be where he gets challenged.
No, because is it 26 when they? Is it 25 or 26 when they?
With the new regulations.
Well, the cars are going to be smaller.
Yeah, they have to.
They're going to put the 13-inch trims back on the car because it's 18.
Doesn't seem to work out.
Well, you're just adding weight to the car. It's like it made no sense. And the 13-inch tires
We're fine.
were fine. There's no, but I don't know why they went to these 18. And the cars are so big now.
They're huge. When you're looking at it, and then you look at the older cars.
And I'm sick of these cars with no fucking paint on them. I mean, it's like everyone has the flat paint, especially the Ferrari. I was like watching a race from 2017. All the cars were shiny. You could see them.
Yeah.
And now they put the flat paint on the car, and they do that for a weight savings. That's all it's for.
Can you believe it took us 12 minutes to acknowledge that Max Verstappen is a world champion?
We said this at the beginning of the season. The only way Max won't win is if he dies. Okay.
It took us 12 minutes to say.
Well, he won in the sprint.
Max Verstappen is the world.
He won in the sprint race on Saturday, and he couldn't even go party. He had to wait till Sunday. Yeah, because he had to race on Sunday, so he couldn't. David Coulthard was interviewing him, and he's like, he couldn't even go party, and he's like, well, whatever, we'll do it today. It's like, and then he gets to win the race. So,
and then he gets to win the race. He is. How much is it the car, and how much is it Max?
About 95% is the car.
Really?
His car is so much better than everybody else's. No one even is. Some of the times he's been in qualifying, he's been almost a second a lap faster than everybody else. That's like
that's insane.
That's just ridiculous. It's like, because when I was driving, it's hundredths of a second.
Right.
Okay. And you don't say I did a 51.2. You just said I did a 2 because you're only counting the tenths of a second.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you count everything. And this guy's so far ahead all the time, and it's just. And then some of the races he's been in this year, he's not pushing at all. He's just putt-putting along. He's missing.
You love that word, putt-putt.
Oh, because it's like.
Why do you love that word so much?
Because it's so boring to watch it. It's like, Jesus. He's not even driving. It's like, and he's killing them. It's like, but whatever. Hopefully next year, Mercedes will come back. They have a great team.
We'll congratulate Max Verstappen on his 3rd championship in a row. Remember that Sebastian Vettel won 4 in a row. So do you think Max is the odds-on
I don't
favorite
know.
for next year?
I have
What do
no
you
idea.
think?
I want to see what the Mercedes is going to be next year.
I'm going to say that Mercedes...
They're coming with something because they're not spending any money on this car right now.
People are saying that, it's going to be McLaren next year. No, they don't have the resources
McLaren
that Mercedes does.
is a customer team. They're The only reason McLaren made this huge comeback was the tires. They changed the tires.
When they changed the tires. And
all of a sudden, that car came alive, and the Aston Martin just went backwards. So,
yeah,
which is so unfair because I have no idea why would you change. They should have never changed the tires. It's just ridiculous.
10-1, finishing in 10th place. Sergio.
He started from the pit lane, right?
Perez. Yeah, he started in the pit lane.
That's a point.
That's a point.
That's about like $1 million, I think.
He did all right from the pit lane. All right.
All right. Who was ninth?
Zhao.
Who? Oh, Jean?
Yeah.
That's a W for that team. They don't have a very good car this year. Them and the AlphaTauri are the two worst cars, I think.
Well, that's a total W because they both finished in the points.
Did they?
Yeah. Zhao was 9th and Bottas was
I'm
8th.
surprised Bottas hasn't got a better ride. Like,
He's a good driver.
he's a really good driver, and he's stuck. But that team is going to be the Audi team, and I'm wondering if he's just going to hang out until.
I think he's going to hang, and then Sainz probably if
Ricciardo goes over there.
I would take Sainz because Sainz is really good. I like Sainz. You know, I like the smooth operator, and I'd like to see him and Bottas in a really good car to see what they could do. I'm really charged for that. I like his mullet. I like Bottas's mullet.
He's got a mullet going on.
He has a mullet going on, and you know, Lewis just recently had said that he's his favorite teammate.
Of course, because he did exactly what number 2 driver is supposed to do, not win a lot.
But but no, he said he's the guy that they actually used to hang out away from the track. They go to dinner together. They used to do things together.
That's weird.
And he really liked his company.
I would never ever go to dinner with my teammate.
You would?
Fucking fuck no.
What? If I was your teammate? I mean,
I would. You're
cheap.
Do
everybody
everything
knows
I could to kill you. It would be
really?
like, oh hell yeah.
You wouldn't take me out to dinner?
No.
What about a drink?
Remember Lewis and Rosberg?
Yeah.
That I would be one of those guys.
Really?
I would never, ever have anything to do with my teammate.
You're throwing a hat at me?
Absolutely.
Really?
No, Schumacher's the best ever.
What did he do?
Rosberg was talking about when he...
well, you already told the story about the bathroom.
No, this is in the bathroom.
Okay,
story.
let's hear
When their first meeting they had with the team, Schumacher was like, who's Rosberg?
He didn't know who he was.
No, he knew who he was. He just was paying no mind to him at all. Always in his head playing head games with him. We're not friends.
Yeah.
It's like that. All because you have to beat your teammate. I'm not taking you to dinner. Mind?
How about pancakes?
No.
I can't even get pancakes from you, Mike. You cheap motherfucker. I can't get pancakes and biscuits and gravy or some shit.
Size 12 in the ass. That's about the only thing you would get.
Finishing in 7th, Esteban Ocon.
That team is ever since they bought that team, it's been just a like the Toyota, like what Toyota did. Every year they have people going in and out of that team. And that's why I keep complimenting Red Bull. They've had the same guys,
just like Mercedes.
Yeah. They have
people steal from Red Bull and Mercedes.
Yep, and Ferrari too.
And Ferrari too.
But a lot of times when they steal, they're giving somebody a promotion.
Right.
That's why you leave.
Yeah.
So
Alpine's a mess.
They need Ross Brawn to go over there and take that team over.
Finishing in 6th, Fernando Alonso.
Boy, I feel so bad for Fernando this year because they started off so good. Like
he was in the podium all the time.
We were going to win some races and like yada yada yada, and then no.
Finishing in 5th place, the only Ferrari because Carlos Sainz had a fuel pump issue and didn't even start the race. So which was good for Mercedes. He was complaining about, well, what do you mean we have a fuel pump issue?
What the hell's that?
Fix it.
Pump?
Yeah, fix it.
That's a weird. Like a fuel pump is such a simple part. I mean, it's a pump.
Yeah. He couldn't start the race, and then Charles Leclerc finished in 5th. He had just a okay race. He was just
That's about where the Ferrari's at right now, anyways.
Yeah. In 4th place, George Russell, who actually had a
George Russell came
race.
in 4th?
Yeah, because he spun around. He was basically in last place.
Yeah, and he came all the way back to 4th.
He came all the way through the field.
That's a good race. That's a good race for him.
He made one good pass. The thing I don't like about Russell Well, I don't. There's a lot of things I don't.
You
like
just don't like him.
I don't.
You don't have to
that's
like.
It. I don't have to like every driver.
Nope.
You know, that's
like
the
me.
thing.
Like me, I can't stand your boy
Yuki.
I don't think he's that good.
He finished in 11th.
So, but he wobbles through the corners too much.
Hey man, you better stay off Yuki.
See what I mean?
Right now.
I don't have to like him.
Yeah. So I don't have to like George Russell.
There you go.
Okay, and I don't like.
He's
George
very
Russell.
British.
He's very conceited. He even thanks himself. He made a pass, and he goes, "Oh, that was a good one." Like he's patting himself on the back.
All right.
Like, bro,
Nothing wrong with a little ego. He might have just been kidding too.
No. But the thing about his ego, and the thing that one of our listeners said, he's like Verstappen, but without the talent.
No.
I like that.
George Russell has won in every series up the ladder to get to Formula 1.
well,
And then he was stuck at Williams for 3 years.
Yeah.
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 So.
Well,
And then when he gets to Mercedes, the car's not any good. So that's not his fault. He's a good driver. I'm telling you, out of all the young drivers they're all around the same age. If you put him in the Red Bull, he'd do exactly what Max is doing right now. So he's not a number 2 driver. He's a number 1 driver. So
Lando Norris, 3rd place.
he had a good race.
He had a good race. He had good.
He didn't have a
pace.
good start, but he had a good race.
If it wasn't for his qualifying, which he said he made a mistake, he could have challenged Max for the pole. He had a good.
He might have. See, that's the whole thing. You can challenge him for the pole.
Well,
so
he ain't
what,
gonna
but
get
you
it.
ain't
Yeah,
gonna-
he ain't gonna
you're
get
probably
it.
not going to get it. And then
Get it.
once the race starts, and
Bye.
it'll,
Max only won this one by like 5 seconds, which is.
that's because he was putting around. I'm telling you. Did you watch him in the car?
I watched. It was boring.
Yeah.
This race was boring to me. After the first lap, I don't know what it is. I mean, I like Lewis. If Lewis is not in the race, or one of my other guys are like, if Max is not in the race, it just makes it like not interesting to me.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
In second place, Oscar Piastri.
Yep, he had a good weekend. For some reason, he liked this track. I hate this track, by the way. It's like a motorcycle track.
Is it?
Yeah. There was
That's right. They do the GP, the motorcycle.
The middle section in this track is just flat out corners, and it's like there's no skill to that,
because you can go as fast as you want.
Yeah, you're just flat out, and you just turn the car. It's like there's no
challenge.
There's no challenge to it. The track doesn't go anywhere either.
And there's too big a huge runoff area. We'll speak on that when you talk about track limits later, because I know that's one of your big pet peeves.
Well, they should be able to drive wherever they want.
In first place, Super World Champion Max Verstappen.
All right, he's probably having a gin and tonic right now, or a vodka tonic, whatever.
He could have a gin and tonic while he's racing. I mean, he could have someone serve it to him.
He could stop and get. It's like, can you have the cocktail waitress bring me a drink, please?
He literally could have. He could go to his pit stop, have a beer, and then continue on and still beat everybody. Incredible.
Very boring.
Hey, I got a Max Verstappen bobblehead. Max.
What the hell did you get?
Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen.
Did you get that when you were in Italy, or did you order those?
No, I ordered those. Yeah, I'm sick, puppy.
Lame.
So let's just talk about these track limits. And everybody, and I do mean everybody, exceeded track limits except Max Verstappen. What do you think about track limits, Mike? Qatar, it was a big problem. It was a big problem in Austria.
Just let him race and get on with it. Jesus, this is so stupid. Because if you go off the track, you usually go slower, so you're not gaining any. It's so stupid.
I think that the main thing is if you gain a position off the track, then obviously you have to give it back. But there's different things, reasons why people go off the track. There's wind, there's the elements, and sometimes they just make damn mistakes.
And they run out of talent. That's
they run out of talent. But other people are like, well, the rules are the rules, and if it's on the white line and you're a professional, you need to stay in it. So
what we need is Charlie Whiting to be resurrected from the dead, because when he was the race director, we never had stupid rules. They didn't do shit. Very rarely did he make dumb decisions.
I also think that if the cars are bigger, the cars are wider, but you have the track as the same size.
Oh, that doesn't. The cars are what they are.
You don't think they should expand the track by a foot? Look at all that runoff they had in Qatar. I mean, if you really don't want people to exceed track limits, put a sand trap there.
They're making a just put a wall there. That would
put a wall there.
But then they would crash into the wall.
Well, then there you go. Makes it more exciting.
Okay,
crash into the wall.
What's the next thing?
What do you think about that? Put a wall in. Put a barrier.
They do that in a couple places where they put those sausage curbs, and they end up tearing the cars up. So there shouldn't be a track. It should just be you should be able to drive. These track limits are stupid. You're not gaining anything by going off the track.
All right, there you have it. Heat exhaustion. Pretty much every driver had problems with heat exhaustion.
That's because it was like 150 degrees or something, right?
Albon had problems getting out of the car.
Just Albon?
No. Albon had problems getting out of the car. Ocon threw up in his...
on the second lap or something?
No, like lap 15, I think. Really? But he threw up in his visor, inside his helmet. How do you... Tell me how that works, Mike.
I don't know. I've never done some shit like that.
Where does the throw up go? It just goes all over your...
Well, some guys piss in their suits. So.
Yeah, well, that's just like when you surf. You pee in your wetsuit. It's no big deal. Alonso said, throw water on me on the pit stop.
He was kidding.
No, he wasn't. He was like, throw water on me on the pit stop. Russell was coming in. He'd have his visor up. So did Norris. And he was holding his hands out like this to try to get air into his
The NASCAR guys have it the worst, though, because it could be 150 degrees in those cars.
Lance Stroll had to be taken into the ambulance.
Oh, did he?
He said that he, on some turns, was blacking out.
Oh, that's no good.
And passing out. Pretty much everybody looked like they were affected except for two people. Fernando Alonso looked very fresh when he came out. He was like, check out my hair. And
how's my hair look?
How's my hair look? And then Verstappen was tired, but he's like, it's part of racing.
Well, when you win, it's like, that adrenaline will do it. But in NASCAR, a lot of times when they go into the pit stops, they give them a bag of ice to put in their chest.
Well, that's a good idea.
They have the cool suits.
They have cool suits, though.
Well, no, it only goes to, it's only in their helmet. But these are you want to keep this part of you cool.
Do they have that in Formula One? Cool suits? Well, maybe we'll talk about
it.
They
have vests that they can put on that they put dry ice in. But
in NASCAR or in Formula One? So it doesn't look like they did that.
I think they did. But it was so fucking hot though. It's like this is.
Well, when you have a race in the desert, it's gonna be fucking hot.
Well, it was at night though. It should have been cool. It should have cooled down. It just didn't.
Sprint race. Let's talk about that sprint race. It was so good.
That's because Verstappen didn't win. See, this is my thing: is they should take away the DRS for the Red Bulls and make them start last, and he'd probably still win the race.
Well, he wouldn't have won this one.
Oh, he cut through the field, and then when he got within eyesight of Pastrami, his tires went off. So.
In the sprint race, Lawson was out in the first lap. Sargent went out in lap 4. Perez, Hulkenberg, and Ocon. Perez took all of them out on lap 11. Hamilton went from 12th to 5th. That sprint race, I've watched it like twice. I'll probably even go home and watch it again. It was, to me, it was like the best race of the season. There was action all over the place. And your boy Logan Sargent, I'm sorry, he's out.
He's
done.
He's not gonna be in the car next year. They're gonna probably put Liam in that car.
Yeah, Liam Lawson, he should probably get the promotion because there's the only thing, if he comes to Austin and scores a point, that's probably the only way he saves himself.
Well, the principal of Vols, he's the principal of Williams.
Vols,
he said he wants to keep him in the car next year, but
no, it's just like when the coach says, he's doing a great job, and then they get rid of him the next game. Of course, he's going to say that.
He's being escorted out of the building. Can we have your playbook? And
can you leave your playbook and your credit card?
Did you watch that documentary on Johnny Football on
Manziel? No, I heard it's really good.
It was all right, but it was like when he went to the NFL, they gave him an iPad, and so you can watch film.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't watch any film the whole time he was there. Nothing, zero.
Because he thought he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth.
No, actually, he didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth. That was some bullshit.
No, Johnny Manziel has money.
No,
his
didn't.
family does have money. What are you talking about?
That was part of the documentaries. They made that shit up because he was making so much money signing autographs because he wasn't supposed to make money that way. You got to watch it. Watch it.
Okay.
They put that out there that he came from money. He's not from money. He's not from money. Not at all.
Well, he screwed up then because he got his chance at the NFL.
No, he got paid like $8-9 million.
Yeah, but if he studied his film and got better, at least he could have stuck around.
Yeah, but
as
he
a
didn't. I think he's got like some mental health issues thing going on, and he said he didn't like being in the NFL. So
yeah,
never mind.
Why don't you talk about what we've been doing lately is we've been going back in time and highlighting racers from a foregone era. Today we're going to highlight Ronnie Pederson. Mike, why don't you talk about Ronnie?
I got to get the spectacles out. All right. Now, Ronnie died in the Monza Grand Prix in 78. And he was on the same team. He was on the Lotus team with Mario Andretti. Mario Andretti always said he was his best friend. Very, very, very sad day in Formula One because I think Mario won the championship that day.
Yes, he did. And he said he couldn't really celebrate.
He never really celebrated it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his only F1 championship. So, but he came in second a couple times. He's a very good driver. Died way too young.
How many race wins, race starts, and all that stuff, Mike?
I don't know. Here,
I got to do everything around here. I mean, you got one job.
I know, but Mike, I got the wrong glasses.
So, how many freaking glasses do you have?
3.
I got 3 too.
No, I got 3 different prescriptions. One's for watching TV, one's for my phone, one's for reading.
Ronnie Pederson was born February 14th, 1944 in Sweden. He died September 11th, 1978 at the age of 34. His active years of racing was 1970 to 1978. He raced for Mach Inc., Non-Works.
No, that's March, I think.
March? Was that a team? March?
Mm-hmm.
And they called it March?
March.
Huh. Why didn't they call it March? Like
it was the March team. That's what that team ended as the Leighton House, where the guy ended up going to jail because he was what? the guy who financed the team was doing insider trading on the stock market.
No way.
That's how he bought the team.
Yeah.
And renamed it Leighton House. And Adrian Newey that was his first car he designed.
Oh.
And he won the Indy 500 with Bobby Rahal, and he was his race engineer, and he built the car.
Man, that is some good knowledge there from the Mikester, man. Big brain on Mike. Tyrrell team and also Lotus. He had 120.
No, Tyrrell.
Oh, fuck me.
Tyrrell.
I said Tyrrell like I'm thinking of Game of Thrones.
Tyrrell.
Thinking of Game of Thrones.
Anyway.
All right. He had 123 entries. He didn't win a championship, but he finished second in the championship twice. He had 10 wins, 26 podiums, career points of 206, pole positions of 14, fastest laps of 9. His first win came at the French Grand Prix in 1973. His last win was the 1978 Austrian Grand Prix, and he died in 1978 at the Italian Grand Prix. Ronnie Pederson. There's actually a documentary, and they called him the Super Swede. There's a documentary on, I think you can go to, I know it's not on Hulu. I think you can just go to YouTube. And
probably everything's on YouTube.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube and watch the Super Swede, Ronnie Pederson. So we take this time to remember Ronnie Pederson. If you don't know about him, please take the time to go with a peek at him. Look him up. He had some pretty great photos. We'll put them up right there so you can see. So
Austin's this weekend. It's going to be a boring race probably. Unless Verstappen catches on fire. That would be the only thing
well, they got the Killers playing on Friday.
And Queen's playing Saturday.
Queen's playing Saturday with Adam Lambert.
Are you going?
I'm thinking about going. I wanted you to go.
I wish I could go. I can't go.
So I'm going to see if one of my kids want to go. But, I don't know.
The whole thing about going to Austin is getting there is gonna suck. The airplane ticket's gonna be crazy expensive.
Well, since I've been to Austin 4 times, let me tell you, for those people who are going for the first time,
Austin's a great town, though.
Austin's a great town. They have probably a 5 or 6 block stretch of bars where it's just all music. Like, you can go into a bar and there's a band playing. They have bands playing everywhere. The food is great.
Great.
Because it's barbecue. But remember...
No, I mean, every restaurant I went to was great.
Yeah, but remember, it's not sweet barbecue. They're rubs. They're dry rub.
Well, I didn't do any... I really did. We didn't do any barbecue when we were there. We just went to restaurants.
You never went to barbecue? You're in Texas? You're on Texas and you're doing barbecue?
The one Mexican joint we went to, I'll give you the address for it, was like one of the best Mexican places I've ever been to. They made their tortillas fresh. You could see the guy making them.
So most people, when you go to Austin, most people have to rent a car because Austin's pretty big. Texas is big. You got to be on the freeway. Here are the things to look for, and here are the things to do. One, you have to go to the main strip and go to any of the bars, have some beer, listen to some good country music or folk music or whatever's playing, rock and roll, whatever. It's free. It's going to be awesome. Then you can go to, you cross the river and there's like a part of Austin that's kind of like Berkeley. It's kind of cool.
South Compass? Or
yeah,
South
like
Coast?
yeah, like
that's where I was staying at.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really eclectic.
Cool.
It's probably 10 to 12 blocks that you can walk and just see all these
food, restaurants,
vintage like shops and stuff like that.
The hottest women in the world live in Austin, dude. They're all fit, fine, and tan. It's just bizarre.
Yeah,
and they're all single.
It's a nice little town. Going to the race, I prefer to take the shuttle. So some hotels have the shuttle out in front.
Shuttle that goes to
the race. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Some hotels have the shuttle out in front. Some you have to drive to a parking lot or a mall.
We just Ubered,
and it's too expensive.
Oh no, because we Ubered everywhere when we were there.
No, but when you Uber to the race,
it's like $50.
It's about $50-$60, but they let you off at the Uber stop, and it's like another, I don't know, half a mile to the track.
Yeah, but they had a shuttle that
I'm telling you, as a person who's been there 4 times, the best way to go. Okay?
It's just to rent a car then.
You rent a car, but you don't take the car to the race. You take the car and stop at the shuttle. Take the shuttle to the race. Because there's only one freaking road.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Austin. There's only one road to get to the track.
I was at the MotoGP race, and they said that when we were there, it was half as many people as goes to the Formula One race. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't imagine, and it was pretty busy. I couldn't imagine double the people there.
There's only one road.
Yeah.
It's fast to get there, but once you get to that road, it's like an hour and a half of just 3 mile an hour.
But that's basically any track we're going to go to, you're going to have issues getting to the track. You said the Monza race was the worst because there's no the train.
Monza was easy to get there.
It was hard to get home.
Just leaving was the problem. So the good thing about Austin is that they have free, with your ticket, you get to go to a concert, which is awesome at the track. They have the Killers playing on Friday. On Saturday,
they didn't
have
have any
Queen.
bands playing at the MotoGP race.
But Austin always has. Every time they have the race they always have bands. Usually it used to be just on Saturday. Now they're doing Friday and Saturday.
Oh, okay.
It used to be like 2 or 3 bands on Saturday.
I'd like to see Queen because Adam Lambert, that guy, he's like, because they had Paul Rogers fronting them, and it was like, okay, but then this kid shows up and it's like, whoa, okay, that's he's almost, Freddie Mercury was hands down the greatest frontman singer ever in a rock band.
In a rock band, definitely.
Period.
End of story.
It was him and Marvin Gaye were my 2 favorite. When I started singing, those were my 2 guys, my 2 go-to guys, because if you can sing anything those guys can do, if you can get close, that's a big deal. Well,
you're not close.
I'm pretty close. I went to my vocal coach lady, and I'm like, hey, I can sing some of these songs by Freddie Mercury and Marvin Gaye. And he's like, yeah, because you're a tenor, and so are they.
So maybe you should sing a song for the audience one day.
No.
Anyhow, enjoy the
Austin
Grand Prix.
And on that note, we'll see you next week, kids.
Wait.
What?
It's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
Oh, it's next weekend.
Yeah, this weekend's a week off.
I thought you said it was this weekend.
No, you said it was this. That's why I asked you if you wanted to go. It's next weekend.
Hold on. Let's
yeah, it's next weekend. Out. Anyway, while he figures this out, because he's
not that sharp.
Not that sharp. Keep on racing, everybody.
October 22nd.
I told you.
Okay, I was wrong.